The biggest event in mining, Mining Disrupt, just wrapped up for this year. And my good friend, the hobbyist miner, just came back from there after seeing all of the latest tech and new mining hardware that all of the manufacturers have coming out for this year. So in this video, I sit down and I ask him all about what's coming up for mining in terms of hardware for this year. So that is what we'll be going through in this video after this quick word from our sponsor. Coin Mining Central, which is an online store for ASIC miners with an over 6-year track record of overwhelmingly positive customer reviews. They have all the latest and most profitable miners, from silent home miners to full-size ASICs. They can even provide immersion cooling systems and offer great bulk pricing on ASICs. And with that in mind, Dogecoin miners are always on my radar as they let you merge mine multiple coins without using extra power, with more mining rewards from new coins being added regularly. The DG Home 1 is probably the best bet there for something silent, suitable for mining at home, which also runs on 120 volts. However, in terms of full-size ASICs, I'm currently looking at the DG1 Plus from 𝗲𝗡𝗥𝗧, because I think that probably offers the best balance between power efficiency and value for money currently. Based in the UK, Coin Mining Central prioritizes great customer support, strict personal detail protection, and free worldwide shipping on all miners with no additional payment fees at checkout. You can also utilize their loyalty and referral programs to save on your next purchase. Plus, use my link down in the video description and code 𝗬𝗑 at checkout for a roughly $130 discount on every miner in your order priced over £1,000. So check out that link below together with the code to save on your purchase. All right, hobbyist miner, you pretty much just came back from Mining Disrupt. You've seen all the new tech, all the new miners that are coming out this year. I'm just gonna, leave it to you. Let us know what's coming out, what's going on, what's new.
Oh yeah, well, Mining Disrupt was awesome. Highly recommend it for those that, even if you're just interested in mining, you want to learn more, about the industry, all the way up to like mining farm operators. The spread of knowledge, education, things to learn, things to see is amazing. And the hardware is one of them. As I was telling 𝗬 before this recording, there was a lot of home miners there, not just individuals in our space, but also the hardware itself. Taking a look there, I think one of the ones that probably got the most kind of coverage on social media was Goldshell with their Goldshell Byte. Now I know Goldshell's kind of has an uneasy place in the scene a little bit with just the amount of hardware they put out, how quickly they put it out, and price. But this one was actually kind of surprising. So it was a small little device, and it literally is meant for, when I was talking with their team, for beginners. Like, if you think about their box miner, we, everyday miners who have been doing this for years, their box miners, like, great, this is easy. We can set up in 5 minutes, we're good. No, this is meant for, like, your brother wants to get into mining. He knows nothing about it. He needs something that's basic and simple. And this was great. So it almost looks like this blade little box. It's got these fans on the side that honestly look like little turbos. And it's got cartridges on it. And it's very different. I mean, they went outside the box on this unit where these cartridges can be pulled out. Like, this is not like a normal ASIC to us, right? We think of a single purpose device. It is what it is. We can't change it up. There's not a lot we can do with it. No, this actually has these cartridges that are actually the hash boards that slide in and out of it. And you can kind of pick and choose your combination. Right now, they started out with Aleo, and they also started out with Dogecoin in there, which is great, which is awesome. But it's not like this wild, like super loud, puts out a bunch of heat. It's only using about 120 to 140 watts, and it uses a USB Type-C right out the back of it. So that, I think, got the most attention because it was just so thinking outside the box. It wasn't just a normal miner on the floor.
Cool. I got a couple of questions for you. So the USB-C, is that just for like powering the device, or is it for connecting it to your computer or something like that?
Great question. Great question. Yeah, it's actually powering the device. And then you actually can set it up traditionally like we would in the past with Goldshell. With Find My Goldshell, you can do it on the website, or they're really pushing their app actually up in the configuration area of the normal web GUI. There's actually a bar now that's encouraging people to go to their app, because the app allows you to connect it with like their remote management. So you could, one, configure it, you could, two, reboot it remotely. You don't have to be there. You could change the configuration on the miner remotely. So that's a new feature that they've kind of added into this as well.
Really cool. So For those of you who might not have seen it yet, I have, and it's essentially, this version has 2 slots. And from what I understand, you can choose then to either put in 2, I guess, are they calling them cartridges?
Everybody I've heard is calling them cartridges. I don't know the exact lingo from GoldShell. That's something to take a look at their marketing promotional information. But yeah, as of now, everybody I've heard has called it a cartridge.
Cool. So you can either then slot in 2 Dogecoin mining cartridges, 1 Dogecoin and 1 Aleo, or 2 Aleo. And that's kind of your way of choosing, you know, how much hash rate you want for each of those different coins. Did they also hint at, you know, cartridges coming out for other coins and coin algorithms in the future as well?
Yeah, they actually asked like, hey, what would you love to see added to this? And 𝗏𝗧 was a no-brainer, only because I started to think through like what other algorithms they support. Granted, we all know the state of 𝗏𝗧 mining and stuff is a little bit of a struggle, but you know, as I said, this is really for a beginner that's just starting out. Something that I did mention to them was like, hey, this would be fantastic for Bitcoin mining, even solo Bitcoin mining. It would be great to be able to do that. They did hint that that will be coming down the pipeline as well. So it was great to hear that like more individuals are stepping into the home Bitcoin mining scene.
So what else did you see at Mining Disrupt that really caught your eye?
Yeah, so another one that was really interesting to me was actually on the 𝗧𝗏𝗏 side of the world. So 𝗧𝗏𝗏 has been talking about their Aleo miner for quite some time now. We know we've seen a number of gold shell box miners come out, but their Aleo miner shipping over the next few weeks, being their small black home miner, which was great. It was great to see that, which was good. I also got to see like the KS7 Lite, which is their next version of 𝗏𝗏𝗏 miner, and the big boy KS7 there. But I'll be honest, I was much more interested in what they gave and what they talked about during the their speech there, and that was that their team will be pivoting to script mining in Q3 of this year, so just a few months away, and also Bitcoin mining in Q4. And so that really, like, my mind goes a little wild there to be like, okay, like, are we going to have the small miner, the mid-sized miner, the big miner? I mean, how awesome will that be? So yeah, I'm excited. I think for me, I was the most interested in that out of the team at 𝗧𝗏𝗏. The Aleo miner was great, you know, cool, you know, efficiency's awesome, kicks butt, no one else is touching it. But I think the news of Doge and Bitcoin was the most interesting to me with 𝗧𝗏𝗏.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear. And I mean, there's obviously no secret that I'm a very big fan of those like mid-size box miners. I think that's the perfect form factor for at-home miners that still want to be taking mining a little bit more seriously. So if they could be coming out with those that are actually efficient and competitive for both Dogecoin mining and even Bitcoin mining for us at-home miners, that would be fantastic. So that is definitely something to look forward to coming up in Q3 and Q4 then, I guess. Now, there is one miner specifically that I have seen from your content. We'll shout out your coverage of Mining Disrupt 2 at the end of this video a bit more because it was excellent. But ElphaPex, they have the new king of Dogecoin script mining. Would you mind just telling us all about that, please?
Yeah, so that was actually fun. They actually like reached out to a few content creators, a number of them actually, like a week ahead of time to be like, hey, on this day, at this time, we're unveiling a new miner. So I was honestly hoping it was like a DG Home 2. You know, huge fan of home miners, was eager to see what they would be coming out with because the DG Home 1 was definitely, you know, you gotta think it was some time back. And then there's been some, you know, Flu Miner, Volk Miner, you know, a lot of these other competitive home miners out there. But when they did do the unveiling, you know, their target, and I pulled one of the gentlemen aside, Payne from their team, before they even unveiled it. And I was like, hey, is this the competitor to the L9 that you've been kind of talking about over the last several months? He was like, yep, this is it. So I was excited. I was like, heck yeah, I love competition in the space, especially within script. So they did unveil it there. The look is exactly like their previous models, the DG1 and the DG1 Plus. So nothing really to see there. Same plug style, C19 to C20. But I think what the biggest thing is that they've gone ahead and broken into the 0.1 sphere for the efficiency, and that was the biggest one. Was everybody was always over that, was always 2 or you know so whatnot. This was 19, which was huge for them, absolutely. So the one thing though with that is that they are pushing the hash rate now. They're upwards of anywhere between 18 to 22, and the reason I say that is because the floor model was 18 gigahash, which is fine. But then when I spoke with the main engineer there, he was like, oh yeah, we're looking between 20 and 22 for the final production model. And I was like, heck yeah, the way that's working out. They were able to kind of, they said their engineers did a really good job with the efficiency. So I love it. I love to see it. AlphaPex is traditionally cheaper in price. So it's not as expensive as your Bitmain units. I've talked with many site operators that run AlphaPex. They are more reliable, more consistent than Bitmain units. So I think we're getting an overall better product here than we are with Bitmain with their L9. So I think it's great. Makes me a little nervous though with what Bitmain's going to do next, but I'm excited for the DG2.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was gonna say too. Is I hope they take this new chip that they've put in, the DG2, and I really hope we get a DG Home 2 out of that chip, because I mean I'm a big fan of home miners, obviously, and getting that top-notch performance in an at-home friendly form factor would just be so awesome. And I'm obviously a big fan of Dogecoin mining too, because I love merge mining and all the different coins you can get there. So that is very, very exciting to hear. Anything else that you think we should mention in this video that you saw at Mining Disrupt?
I was disappointed that we didn't see the 𝗬𝗏miner L2. That was that speaker miner that they did announce. Granted, I do question the demand for that unit, but either way, new home miner. They didn't have it there. They said that they're actually going to be pushing out like new miners, they said, almost every 3 months now. So it sounds like they're going to be putting in devices in a lot of different type of everyday items. So we'll see where that goes from there. I was disappointed that Canaan didn't have their Avalon Q there because that was announced some time ago. It sounds like that production's kind of held up a little bit because they didn't even have a prototype or anything like that. I was happy to see 𝗏miner there with the D1 Mini. I just released a video on that just before I left, and I know a few people did as well. And they actually said that they're going to be targeting a lot more of the home market with different models and such. So I'm thrilled there to see more competition in that space. Outside of that, there weren't any other miners that really stood out to me from some of our favorite brands. But either way, just there was a lot more presence, as I alluded to, of home miners there, as well as just hardware there as well. So I'm excited to see what comes in the second half of this year.
Yeah, and there was obviously a lot more to this, I guess, conference or expo or whatever that we didn't get a chance to cover in this video. So everyone watching, what I'll do is on the screen here, I'll put a link to Hobbyist's video covering the event that you can go check out to get an even better in-depth detail view of all of the things Mining Disrupt. So please go check that out and go subscribe to Hobbyist Miner if you haven't already. Hobbyist, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your experience.
Thanks for having me.